What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your boy Brian, back with another one. So it's been a little while since we've done a video, so I figured I'd go ahead and jump on here and throw something out there for you. Today, something a little special, something that we like to do in our downtime when there's no real good weather to go fishing. I mean, you can always go fishing. There's always ice fishing and stuff like that, but I'm not much of a cold fan, so I don't do a lot of it in the wintertime, but I do have a lot of other fishing related stuff that I like to do. One of those things is making molds. Yes, sir. Those things, pretty cool. Pretty neat little thing. I melt down my old plastics, get them good and hot and soupy, and then I remold them and make them into baits. And this is what I'm talking about. Those kind of things, and much more to come very, very soon. So let's get started, shall we? All right, so step one is obviously to get you some old baits. There's a nice little bag full here. Every time we get baits on the boat, they get torn up and ripped up. We just kind of toss them to the side. Well, then we go back and clean up at the end of the day, and we grab all of our baits and put them into baggies. So first thing you want to do is take all these old plastics, and this is just ribbon tail worms and things like that. You know, there's a couple Cincos in there or whatever. Anyway, after you've got them all cleaned up and dried off, you want to take them and put them into a microwave safe cup of some sort. I use a Pyrex cup, you know, something that they can melt down into pretty easy. And basically we just want to fill that sucker up. And I'm going to need another one here, so I've got some leftover stuff that I've molded before, and we'll just take and throw a little bit of that in there just to kind of fill the cup up. We want to have a nice good chunk of stuff to work with. So there we go. Now we got us a nice full cup. Oh, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Of molded, or ready to be molded, old plastics that we're going to turn into something new. So let's get started. First thing you want to do, put that in the microwave. And we're going to let her run for about 2 minutes. Let her get all good and hot and stuff. Then take our little digital thermometer here and we check the temperature. I like my temperatures to be around 300 degrees-ish, maybe 350, somewhere in that neighborhood, to get a nice consistent liquid mush. And then we will take this plunger and we will suck all that stuff up. And then we will pour it into the mold. Then it'll cool, harden, and we'll have a brand new bait. So next thing you want to do is you want to clamp these molds together so that they're good and tight, because you get flashing or stuff that comes out excess, and we don't want any of that. So we want to try to keep as little bit of that as possible in with our brand new baits. That way we don't have to do a whole lot of cleaning and trimming. Not that it matters, because even with a little bit of flashing on there, it's still going to be a good bait and it's still going to work really well. Okay. Then I have my other mold. Only got a couple of them right now. When I say more to come, that means I'm ordering some more real soon, and this winter I'm going to have a whole bunch of them so I can really get into this stuff. Eventually, I like to buy the plastisol that is required to make your own baits and some of the colorants and stuff like that, so I can play around with the colors. We kind of play around with these colors a little bit, but we just kind of have to mix and match whatever ones we put together to kind of come up with our own crazy color creations. We've been pretty successful with some different colors and all that, but darker color baits work most of the time in almost any water clarity, so we don't mind doing a bunch of those. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy clamped like such. And the microwave just shut off, so that means it's time to check on our baits and see where they're at. safety first, get you some gloves. Don't handle the hot stuff barehanded unless you want to burn your digits off. I mean, we could do that and then we could, like, you know, I don't know, do something. Very important that you have ventilation too. We have a window that stays open and we usually have a fan in it. I don't have one in there right now just for videoing purposes so that I can actually have some decent audio on this video. But so didn't get very much going there. That was just 2 minutes, so we'll do another 2 minutes and we'll keep going in those 2-minute increments until this gets nice and soupy and ready to go. So another thing you can do with your molds is I take and use just regular old bass spray oils and stuff like that, and I kind of coat the mold with it. That makes it release out of the mold a little bit better. Plus, it infuses the new bait with some of that bass scent, which, you know, scents are one thing. A lot of guys swear by them. I think they're okay, but I mean, I'm catching fish whether they're scented or not, so it's up to you, really. Honestly, for me, the only reason I really do it is just to have something that can release the mold. So we'll see what happens when we get these poured, and you'll see what the product looks like when it's done, and you'll see how easy this is. And hey, maybe you too could go out and purchase you a couple of molds and an old microwave and, you know, recycle your baits, man. Why not? It's cheaper. In the long run, obviously, you got to spend a little money up front, but yeah, who cares, right? If you love fishing, you're going to do stuff like this. It's just part of who we are. Alrighty. We've had her going for a couple of minutes. Now we're going to stir her up a little bit, try to work some of these bubbles out. There's guys that do this professionally, and they use things to decompress it and get rid of all the air pockets and stuff like that. It's not that big a deal. We're not that serious about it here. We're just trying to have fun and make some new little baits. So I'm sitting at about 340 degrees. It's real runny, real watery. It's about where I like it. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot and see if we can't make us a couple of baits real fast. So now that we got our soupy mixture ready, we take our plunger out and we suck some up into the plunger, and we run it over here to the mold, and we push it down until we, oop, I'm gonna have a lot of flashing on that one. See, I already messed that one up. That's okay. Like I said, this is not a perfect science, at least not for me. We're gonna go ahead and do this one. Hopefully this comes out good. Put a little bit more in there just to kind of top it off. Alrighty. We'll stick that back in the microwave so there's not any unnecessary fumes floating around. There's already enough of those as it is. Then we'll wait 5 minutes, let those cool down, and then we'll peel them apart and see what we got. Stay tuned. All right, guys, well, it's been about 5 minutes. We've been letting these things sit, so let's break them apart and see what happens. This is always the fun part. Peeling all the excess off, seeing what you got for a bait. So, here we go. Open it together. And there you have it. And like I said, there's a little bit of flashing on it, all this stuff here, but it peels off pretty easy. And the fish doesn't really mind. So we'll just peel this little excess off and make it look a little more presentable. I'm not packaging these and trying to sell them to the public or anything like that, so no big deal. Anyway, peel a little bit more of this off. And there you have it. Voila. That bait right there, she's ready to rock and roll. Now I like to take and put them, I got a little bit of cold water here. I like to take and drop them right in that cold water. That kind of helps cool the plastic off even more internally so that it hardens the bait up a little bit and sets it a little better. So we'll let that sit in there for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll peel it out, and boom, she's ready to go into a bag or whatever. Take her out to the lake, hook a hook through her, throw her out in the water, and wow, you never know. You might catch something cool with that. Okay, so I've got the little crawl bait there. I also have a mold for some Senkos. So let's see how these turned out. I got a feeling they probably didn't come out that great. That was a pretty terrible pour. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but here we go. We will open her up. Yeah, that one didn't turn out so hot, but you get the gist. You get the idea. There's the half Senkos. I mean, you know, I would most likely just remold these because I screwed that one up, but you know, heck, this little piece of one here would be a great Ned rig. Put that thing on a small hook and boom, 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 boom. You can net it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this kind of content. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.